Welcome, dear listeners, to our fascinating journey through the annals of history as we delve into the captivating tale of the search for the Northwest Passage. Today, we embark on an enthralling adventure that spans centuries, continents, and the unyielding human spirit. Our quest begins in the earliest days of exploration, when brave mariners and intrepid adventurers first set their sights on the elusive waterway that would connect the Atlantic to the Pacific. As we navigate the treacherous waters of history, let us start with the Viking explorer Leif Erikson, who around 1000 AD is believed to have established a settlement in present-day Canada, at Lomsey, Ox Meadows, Newfoundland. This Norse outpost, though not directly related to the search for the Northwest Passage, marks one of the earliest European encounters with the New World. The Vikings' seafaring prowess and knowledge of the North Atlantic would later inspire other explorers to venture into the unknown. In the early 16th century, the Portuguese explorer John Cabot, sponsored by the British Crown, began to probe the eastern coast of North America, seeking a route to Asia. His voyages in 1497 and 1498 took him to the shores of modern-day Canada, where he encountered the indigenous peoples and gathered knowledge about the geography of the region. Although Cabot's expeditions did not result in the discovery of the Northwest Passage, they laid the groundwork for future explorers to follow in his wake. As we traverse the historical landscape, we find ourselves in the midst of the age of exploration, where European powers such as Spain, France, and England were vying for dominance over the seas. The search for the Northwest Passage became an integral part of this struggle, with each nation seeking to claim the coveted waterway and gain access to the riches of the Orient. One such explorer, Henry Hudson, working for the Dutch East India Company, led multiple expeditions to the New World between 1607 and 1611. His voyages took him through the treacherous waters of Hudson Bay and James Bay, where he searched for a passage to the Pacific. As we stand on the cusp of this pivotal moment in history, we find ourselves at the threshold of a new era in exploration. The earliest history of the search for the Northwest Passage has set the stage for a drama that will unfold over centuries, with brave explorers, treacherous landscapes, and the unrelenting pursuit of discovery. And so, dear listeners, let us proceed to the next chapter in our journey, as we enter the era of intrepid explorers, daring expeditions, and the unwavering quest for the elusive Northwest Passage. Welcome back to our fascinating journey through the annals of history as we delve deeper into the captivating tale of the search for the Northwest Passage. Today, we find ourselves in the midst of a new era in exploration, where intrepid adventurers and daring expeditions propelled the quest for the elusive waterway to unprecedented heights. As we navigate this pivotal period, let us set our sights on the early 19th century, when the British Navy launched a series of expeditions to chart the Arctic waters and find the Northwest Passage. One such explorer, Sir John Franklin, led two ill-fated voyages in 1809 to 1822 and 1827, which took him through the treacherous waters of the Canadian Arctic archipelago. Although Franklin's expeditions did not result in the discovery of the passage, they provided invaluable knowledge about the geography and climate of the region. In 1845, Sir John Franklin embarked on his third and final voyage, commanding the HMS Erebus and HMS Terror. This expedition would become one of the most infamous in the history of Arctic exploration, as both ships became trapped in the ice near King William Island. The fate of Franklin's crew remains a mystery to this day, with many theories surrounding their disappearance. Meanwhile, other explorers continue to probe the Arctic waters, driven by the promise of discovery and the pursuit of scientific knowledge. One such adventurer, Dr. John Ray, a Scottish explorer working for the Hudson's Bay Company, conducted a series of expeditions between 1846 and 1854, which took him through the Canadian Arctic and the Northwest Territories. Ray's discoveries, including the mapping of the Boothia Peninsula and the identification of the Gulf of Boothia, significantly contributed to our understanding of the region. As we traverse this remarkable period in history, we find ourselves in the midst of a flurry of expeditions, each with its own unique story of bravery, perseverance, and discovery. The search for the Northwest Passage had become an all-consuming passion, driving explorers to push beyond the boundaries of human endurance and to confront the unforgiving power of nature. In the words of Sir John Barrow, a British naval officer and promoter of Arctic exploration, the discovery of a Northwest Passage is a problem which has puzzled the greatest minds for centuries. It is a challenge to the skill and courage of navigators and an object worthy of the attention of governments. These words encapsulate the spirit of adventure and discovery that define this era in the search for the Northwest Passage. As we stand at the pinnacle of this remarkable period, we find ourselves on the threshold of a new chapter in the history of the search for the Northwest Passage. The discoveries, expeditions, and sacrifices made during this time have set the stage for the final act in our journey, as we explore the decline and aftermath of the search and its lasting legacy in the annals of history. And so, dear listeners, let us proceed to the final chapter in our tale as we navigate the twilight years of the search for the Northwest Passage and uncover the enduring impact of this extraordinary quest. Welcome back to our fascinating journey through the annals of history as we delve into the final chapter of the search for the Northwest Passage. Today, we find ourselves in the midst of the late 19th and early 20th centuries when the quest for the elusive waterway began to wind down and its significance shifted from a primarily navigational pursuit to a scientific and cultural phenomenon. As we navigate this period, let us set our sights on the Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen, who successfully traversed the Northwest Passage in 1903-1906. Amundsen's achievement marked the first time a ship had completed the passage, and it was a testament to his exceptional seamanship and navigational skills. However, by this time, the search for the Northwest Passage had already become less of a priority for European powers, as new trade routes and technological advancements had diminished its strategic importance. In the early 20th century, the Northwest Passage became more of a scientific curiosity, with explorers like Vilhjalmur Stefansson and Knud Rasmussen conducting expeditions to study the region's geography, geology, and indigenous cultures. These endeavors significantly expanded our understanding of the Arctic environment and its inhabitants, but they also marked a shift away from the original goal of finding a navigable waterway. As we explore this period, it becomes clear that the decline of the Northwest Passage as a major objective was also influenced by the devastating consequences of earlier expeditions. The loss of Sir John Franklin's crew and other ill-fated voyages had highlighted the extreme risks involved in Arctic exploration, making governments and explorers more cautious in their pursuits. Despite this, the legacy of the Northwest Passage continues to captivate us today. The stories of brave explorers, treacherous landscapes, and unwavering dedication have become an integral part of our collective history. Moreover, the scientific discoveries made during these expeditions have contributed significantly to our understanding of the Arctic environment, which is now more crucial than ever in the face of climate change. In recent years, the Northwest Passage has gained renewed attention due to its potential as a shipping route and its implications for global trade. However, this development also raises important questions about the environmental impact of increased human activity in the region and the rights of indigenous communities who have inhabited these lands for centuries. As we conclude our journey through the history of the search for the Northwest Passage, we are reminded that this extraordinary quest has left an indelible mark on our understanding of the world. From the earliest explorers to the present day, the allure of the Northwest Passage has driven human innovation, scientific discovery, and cultural exchange. And so, dear listeners, let us reflect on the significance of this epic tale and its ongoing relevance in our modern world. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.